What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Hopefully the wind isn't too bad. Obviously in honor of Memorial Day weekend, we got the flag up there, and that is a bad flag mount. If you're not familiar with them, check them out on Instagram. They're solid, they're great. But today's video is kind of just an overview of what we take whenever we go off-roading. Some of those things are necessities. Some of those things are just for comfort. Some of them are just because, you know, you should always have them in your vehicle. But let's get into it. All right, guys, so kind of in the intro you guys saw, I got this plano box right here. This goes in the back. I don't know if you can really see in there. Yeah, like I said, apologies if the wind's too loud, but I just wanted to show you guys some of these things that we take with us when we go off-roading. Like I said, some are necessities, some are for pure convenience. Oh, check this out. Shout out to REIKA wheels. We met them over at the Overland Expo West. That was in Flagstaff. We just got back yesterday. It was a great time, great people, and they hooked it up with some koozies, some shirts, some things like that. REIKA wheels, if you guys haven't heard of them, those are the wheels that I run. I run the R35 Ramblers. They've been great. The Rock Gardens got me last weekend, kind of chipped up one of the wheels. Didn't really chip it up, but kind of marred it. You can see what happened right there, but it is what it is. The wheels, they held up great. I haven't had any issues with them. They clean up extremely nice. But yeah, they were probably the highlight of the expo for us. Super cool people. And yeah, they were just welcoming. And we did meet Curtis. It was Curtis, Parker, Downtime Loss, Just Better Automotive. We saw them and their girlfriends, wives. Of course, Kurt, he had his little dog with him. Awesome dog. Friendly, playful. Just loves everyone. So yeah, Overland Expo was a great time. Like I said, we did stop over at quite a few booths. It was a great time. Definitely look forward to going back next year. We'll definitely do it again. But yeah, guys, let's start hopping into this stuff. I don't want to make this video too long for y'all. So first things first, this is basically my box that I bring with me. You guys could see I got some traction boards back there. Those are actually from Alltop from Amazon. They're fairly cheap, and I have them basically mounted up on like some magnets, some longer bolts. The magnets have like little parts for you to screw a bolt into. Stopped at my local Ace Hardware, took in the magnets, mounted them up, made sure they fit, and mounted them on there. Drop 2 wing nuts and you're good. They've been sturdy ever since. All that stuff, that whole little traction board setup with the mounting was all bought on Amazon except for the little hardware. The bad flag, it always stays in the truck. I do have that flag, in honor of Memorial Day. If we go out that weekend to hit some trails or we do something fun, we'll definitely be repping that. And then right here, we do have the GM special flag. Shout out to ZR2_Foo. He hooked it up with this a while back. And the GM special, if you guys don't follow them on Instagram, you're doing something wrong, especially if you own a GM vehicle. So check them out. Going in here, got a football, kind of just mess around. It's a little junior football, my son. We'll take this out every once in a while, kind of throw it around. Mess around. If we get bored out there, something on a trail, we'll kind of bust this out, just play around, or anywhere we're at, really. We need this for our lugs. I do have I think it's a spline key. I have that in the front of the truck. If you ever need to change out a tire or you ever need to take that tire off, definitely always have one of these. A lot of the trucks, I think my truck came with one too, but they're like small. You don't get enough leverage with them. So this one is from AutoZone. I bought it like 10 years ago. I still have it. It's been great. And then obviously we got some recovery gear here. I believe I bought this. This was from Amazon too. Forget what it's rated at, but I got this back when I had my Ford F-150, and it's just held up with a bungee just for a cleaner setup, so I don't have straps falling around everywhere. But yeah, basic recovery gear. Definitely have something like this. And then I got the shackles in the front. I got some stuff to mount up to the rear if needed, and that's in case we ever get stuck. Jumper cables, boom. This right here, this is from Rhino USA. This has been great. I have used this once, and it hasn't been on my personal vehicle. One day I was getting out of work, and one of the guys had a flat tire, and with his tires still on the car, we were able to use this. Like I said, first time I ever used it, I had never used one of these tire repair kits or plug kits, and it took us maybe like 20 minutes. And I mean, it held up dude's tire for like, I don't know, 3-4 months. It didn't leak any air or anything. I did recommend to him, definitely go to a tire shop, get it professionally patched, but dude just ran it, and he ran it for a minute and everything was good. So it goes to show this kit right here, Rhino USA, it's good stuff. All right, what else do we got in here? Right here we get some fire plugs. These were purchased off Amazon too. A lot of this stuff that's like outdoorsy, overlandy, I don't know, emergency type stuff, I do get from Amazon. These are actually made in Colorado, and they're by Bigfoot Bushcraft. Glue Tread, sure you've heard of these guys right here. This is Glue Tread. This is just their tire repair kit for sidewall. Basically, if you get any punctures or anything like that in your sidewall, you basically sand the crap out of it, get it flat, and you can throw one of these patches on here. As you guys can see, I haven't even had to open it, thankfully. But these little kits, from the videos I've seen, from the reviews, from people using them and just rolling around, testing them out, seem solid. Definitely, if you don't have a spare, eventually I'll get like some hitch mount swing out or bumper mount swing out with the tire. But for now, this will treat me well. I got some extra shackles in here. These are from Born Off-Road, B-O-R-N-E. These are just extras in case somebody needs a shackle or they need something just for recovery. Coming over here. So all this stuff fits inside this plano storage box. I mean, it's not huge. It fits on the side pretty well, and you won't really notice. So this little kit right here, you get quite a bit in here. You get some fire starter. You get like a little shovel, right? There's your shovel right there. You open this thing up, there's like a whistle in here. There's a ton of good stuff. It's like a little survival shovel kit. And then obviously these poles, they all start extending, giving you more room. There's like a little saw blade on here, which is pretty cool. I mean, it's really small, but super cool. And this thing is surprisingly very, very sharp. So be careful with it if you get one. My trusty old Viair, your vital air source. So in here, open this up. I bought this back when I had a Ford F-150. Like we first started getting into trails and went camping a couple times. It was a good time. But now we're more into the off-road. We got the mid-size. So this air pump right here, I've had it for a very long time. It's never let me down. It's a 400P series. And you basically just hook it up to your battery, hook it up to your tires. It takes like 4 minutes from me to go to, I don't know, like 17 to 20 psi, all the way up to 35. It's about 4 minutes a tire. Comes with this little hose kit. There's your hose. It's real dusty. You have your different attachments. You got like needle. You have a couple other different attachments that you can get in there. So yeah, so good stuff. And then you got maintenance stuff in there as well. A couple other things that I didn't mention that you definitely should be bringing with you off-roading. If you're not going with a buddy, you know, you're kind of out there alone. Okay, so I use Onyx Off-Road to kind of keep track of where I'm at. Even if service is bad, you can still run like satellite and things like that to figure out where you're at. But you definitely need some type of GPS or some type of mapping system, okay? Another thing that's super important if you're not going with a buddy, or if you are with a buddy or a convoy or a group of people, whatever it is, we do carry radios with us, all right? The radios that we do carry with us are these Midland. They're just some simple Midland radios, XT 70s or something like that. All in all, you can get a 2-pack of these, and they work fairly well. I mean, your antenna is really short. I know Rugged Radios, they make some solid ones. There's some other brands out there, but if you want to run like a mic and stuff like that, you have the options here. And then it does take AAA batteries or this battery pack. So you have this battery pack in here that's rechargeable. It recharges via USB. Super awesome. You know, everyone has a USB charger somewhere, or if you guys have like those little solar powered battery banks, I have one of those as well on the truck. We use that just in case you, I don't know, say you got to go on a long hike or you get stuck or whatever the case, you got power with you wherever you go. So these radios from Midland, I've used them out on trails with buddies, and even going around like curves and stuff like that. If you're within like 1/8 of a mile, no big deal. But once you start going over mountains and say someone's on the other side, signal does get a little bit weak. And these also have like emergency alerts on here. Okay, so you can go through the channels. I've used it on, I think, 2 runs, and I'm still like basically 100% battery, if you could see it there. And it just does great. So definitely get some walkie-talkies, especially ones that have some type of emergency service alerts on there, just in case you're going to run into bad weather or you got something crazy like a fire or something going on around you. These will let you know, and then you can always communicate. You could scan channels and get a hold of other people if you're out there alone. So definitely radios, a buddy, food, water. If you don't have a buddy, even if you do have a buddy, make sure you got some type of mapping system, GPS. Onyx Off-Road has been great. That's how I find a lot of my trails. So definitely check those out. So a couple of key things that I did not mention just yet. Obviously, if you're off-roading, overlanding, anything like that, even if you're not, you should definitely have a med kit and have some type of training on how to use it, okay? And my medic, these are who made this bag. It's a little bit on the pricey side. What's pretty cool about it though is that it's HSA, FSA approved. If you guys have anything of that sort, you can use your card and actually use to pay for one of these. And they have, this is like their small size option, like 1 to 2 person med kit. And it comes with everything that you could imagine. You got a tourniquet in here, you have splints, you have tons of gauze and rope, scissors, bandages, sprain and fracture kits, you got a light stick, you got eye wash, hemostatic dressing, you got everything in here. All right. And like I said, I guess I have basic training, I have my first aid CPR card, all that good stuff. But I mean, nothing really beats training with it and actually utilizing it. I know you never want to be in a situation where you have to use something like this. Even if it's minor though, and you have the right tools and you know how to do it, I mean, you could possibly save someone's life, save a limb, save something. It's not just only about you, it's about your family, whoever is around you or wheeling with you, whatever the case. Definitely check these out. They're from my medic, like I said. Pricier side, but good quality stuff. Moving on to a couple other smaller things that we have. I always have a flathead. I don't know why this stays in my truck, but it does. So a flathead, and then obviously like Phillips, stuff like that. Always have a 10 mil wrench right here. Always have this in the truck. These come in handy, mostly for like my ditch lights and things like that. They run 10 mil little nuts. So if they get loose or I want to readjust them for whatever reason, I got this and I can tighten it back up. Back to all top, I mentioned them before. So these little things right here, game changer. These are going to be your tire deflators. So these are super simple. They come with 4 of them, right? Forget the price, but like I said, super simple. So I don't know how well you can see that, but if you turn it right here, you got your PSIs right there. Okay. So the way these work is you screw these onto your valve stem. You go ahead and you pull this up, you pop it, it starts releasing air and it'll stop once it reaches that PSI. So if you're desired to be at 15 PSI, what you're going to do is the first time you use these, you're going to get down to 15 PSI, you're going to kind of play with this and see where it stops. And once you're set to 15 PSI, you can put it on there and you can adjust this little knob. And what it's going to do is it's going to make it stop at that PSI every single time. So I use these, it takes like 5 minutes to air down all 4, and they're super convenient for airing down. These are a game changer. You're not bending down there for 5 minutes pressing the air or anything like that. So highly recommend this. That's what we take off-roading. You know, obviously you're going to want some sort of food and water. You never know what can happen out there. You don't know if you're going to be alone, or if you're going to break down, or you're going to get stuck, and you might be waiting on someone to come for recovery or whatever the case. But you definitely want to have water with you, definitely want to have food, definitely a first aid kit. So yeah, that's what we take whenever we go hit a trail. Like I said, most of this stuff stays in the vehicle with me. My camera gear, my drone, whatever else we're going to use for that specific day. Overall, off-roading it's been great. It's a great hobby to have. It does get a little expensive, but my way to kind of give back to you guys, definitely check out the links in my bio. I do have some discounts in there. You got some freebies from Diode Dynamics. You got Levelup Suspension. They're like 10% off for anything you purchase. And I'm hoping very soon, very shortly, like I said, REIKA wheels, they should be hooking it up here with a discount code shortly. So maybe by the time this video comes out, you guys will have a little killer discount in there. Go ahead and check them out. But if you haven't checked them out, check out their website. Check out Bad Flag, Viair, a lot of these companies and the products that I have. Went through lots of research, lots of having them for long periods of time and putting them to use. So I appreciate you guys as always for coming back to another one. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.